There's the kissing gate. There's the bench. There's a river bank. There's a river. I believe Nicola has gone through that kissing gate. So the witness said Willow was running between the bench and this gate.
There was actually another lady who owns a caravan park here. She was the first person to notice Willow scurrying between the bench and the kissing gate just there.
60 metres that way. So if all these said he found her. How did she get from this area down there? Had she gone through kissing gate and into the field that way? But there's a massive fence there. Screams were heard. Let's not forget. If she would have fell in then and died, she would have sank right there.
Do you want to explain a little bit about how it works when a body goes into a river? And
bodies never float. They always go to the bottom if they drowned.
I don't believe that she slipped. There was no signs of slipping. This is the area. Peter Falding said he found Nicola Bulley. The water level is much, much higher than it was 2 years ago. Coming here, I'm even more confused about what happened to Nicola Bulley. I'm walking along the bank, back towards the bench. There's no CCTV down this towpath whatsoever. Has Nicola ran down this path? Was she chased? Was she scared for some reason? Caravan park is there. It's a very, very, very quiet caravan park. Did she end up over there? This is what I think happened to Nicola Bulley. So here I begin my journey to the river where Nicola Bulley went missing in St Michael's on Wyre. 2 years ago. How that time has flown by so fast. But I've come here to check everything out. After all the work I've done, I needed to see the area where she went missing and to give my own very credible theory as to what I believe happened. We walk over this bridge. This is the bridge where all the yellow ribbons were placed before we get to the towpath where she starts her journey. So Nicola Bulley entered right here. She opened this gate. She was with Willow on that day. So as she entered through the gate from Garstang Road, Nicola walked along this towpath. We've got the river, Wyre, over to the right. And after dropping the kids off at school, she made her way down this towpath on the 27th of January 2023. Walked along here. This takes us towards the bench area, the upper and the lower field, to some of the last sightings. And ultimately, at 9:35, her items were found on the bench. Carrying on along the towpath, Nicola Bulley made her way through here and just slight meander left on what would have been a normal walk, quite routine, something that she did daily with Willow. It was something that she did every single day. Very habitual morning walk. She was seen on the lower field. Dogs interacted with each other, and then she was seen on the upper field at around about 9:10, and from 9:10 onwards there was no further sighting, and it was 9:35 when the items were found at the bench in that area. I can actually see coming up, I can see the kissing gate. There's no CCTV down this towpath whatsoever. And this is a good 100, maybe 120 metres, and no CCTV. So make of that what you will, but if something did happen along this towpath, and there's no witnesses, there's no CCTV to capture it. Right. We are now at the Kissing Gate. First time I've ever been here. This is the gate. That is the bench where Nicola Bulley's belongings were found. Where the harness was found in this area. There's been a few different variations. Was the harness found on the bench? Was it found just a bit further down this bank? It's very muddy, slippy today. There's the bench. And like I said, I don't know if the phone was found on the bench or on the floor, whether the lead or harness was found on the bench or on the floor. There's been a few variations, but this is the area. There's the bench. Granted, it is a slope. It's not very steep, but it is a slope. And this is where she's believed to have gone in. Now, we've had lots of bad weather recently in the UK, so I believe that the water is actually deeper today than it would have been. But as you can actually see, I hope you can anyway, you've got water coming one way, but the river, there's water coming this way, but the river flows that way. What I do know is if Nicola Bulley went in the water right here and she died right here, she would have sunk right here. In previous images, you could actually see rocks below there. Today, you can't. There's a lot more water. As I said, there's been a lot of rain recently. But what is interesting about this river today, in particular, is that you've got water coming, you can see it, you've got water coming towards me, and then you've got water going out. You can see it there. Water going out, water coming in. I got a stick. This is where Nicola Bulley apparently went in. Got to bear in mind the conditions are a lot different today. I'm going to go down stages. If you slip, A, the water would have been a lot lower. B, even if it was like this, it's not very deep. I'm going to throw the stick in now. See what happens to the stick. Even when the conditions are like this and there's so much more water, the stick wants to come back. The conditions on the river 2 years ago are a lot different to the ones today. It was very, very sleepy, very still back then. But even on a day like today, the water's coming in, the water's coming out. But we're led to believe that she went along there. You've got river. You've got the bank going down towards the river. You've got the stile. You've got the bench. You've got the Kissing Gate. And the path that Nicola walked to get here. I've been here in the same area near the bench for 20 minutes and I've seen nobody. What does that mean? Well, she was approached or attacked at that bench. No one there to see it. Screams were heard. Let's not forget. Let's not forget, this is a lower field. Nicola was seen at 10 to 9 here where the dogs interacted with each other. I'm going to carry on doing the walk that Nicola did. Just takes it into the upper field, come back round, and then not back at the bench. There's a bench and the kissing gate, and I walked along this path. Well, I've not walked along the path, I walked along the field because this path is treacherous, but if I just turn round, building here, I'm guessing that was searched immediately. Don't really know what it is. Just check it out though. No idea what it is, but thought we'd check it out anyway. Now walking towards the upper field. The river is a little bit wild today. It wasn't like that on the day. The river was very still. There's footage of a stick being thrown in, and then 5 minutes later the stick's not moved. Much different to how it is today. This is the upper field, where Nicola was seen at 9:10. This is the last sighting of Nicola Bulley in this general vicinity. Walking back now. This is the lower field. Just come back from the upper field. It's a very, very short walk. I mean, the bench up past the lower field to the upper field and back, it's about 5 minutes, if that. Very short walk. This is obviously the bench. Phone was found back on the bench, or on the floor. There's been a couple of accounts. Phone was logged into the team's call. Harness was found in this area. There's been an account that it was found in that area or on the bench. Now what happened to make Nicola go from this bench and end up in that river? Willow was running between the bench and that gate. A recent documentary likes to tell us Willow was running between the bench and the water. Witnesses, Sky News told us that the witness said Willow was running between the bench and this gate.
There was actually another lady who owns a caravan park here. She was the first person to notice Willow scurrying between the bench and the kissing gate just there.
I believe Nicola has gone through that kissing gate. I think she's been startled by someone. I think she's been approached. She may have been attacked. She's been scared in some way, I think. To leave the phone here, leave the harness here. Willow's running between these two areas. Strongly believe that Nicola has come to this gate. I can't reiterate enough the fact that Willow was running between the bench and this gate. Why would Willow be doing that? I believe that she was trying to go after her owner, Nicola Bulley. 60 metres that way. So before they found her. How did she get from this area down there? Let's go and take a look. How did she get there? I don't think she floated down there as a dead body. You know that bodies don't behave like that. The river was very slow and sleepy that day. She would have, if she went in at the riverbank, she would have died and sunk where she was. But how did she get over there is the question. This is what I'm wondering. You've got this gate here. I believe she came through here. But you would surely, if you were being chased and attacked or startled and you were running away, you'd be running down here. how she got down there. So when you get to the kissing gate, right here, there's multiple signs. Your dog can scare or harm farm animals. Keep it on a lead around livestock. But let go and chase by cattle. Please keep your dog under control. Please clean up after your dog standard. So as soon as you get to this gate, you've basically been kind of warned, like, keep your dog under control. Your dog can scare or harm farm animals. Keep it on a lead. So, you know, was there a problem with Willow? Was there an altercation because of Willow? The harness was found. Willow wasn't on the harness then. The harness was found near the bench just there. So Willow wasn't on a harness. Does this have something to do with what happened? Now I'm here and seeing these things, it's making me think. If you've got these signs here warning about keeping your dog under control and on a lead, was there an altercation because of Willow? I'm pondering about what could have happened here. If you come through this gate, you would run down there. All the way down there. You'd run down that path. I thought, now going off Peter Fording saying he found her 60 centimetres down there. Was it possible? He came through this gate and through here. As you can see, there's a massive fence there. You're not getting pulled through there. Why was Willow between the bench and this gate? That's what I can't get my head around. The only way to get into that field is over a stile. What's blowing my mind is Willow running between these two. Suggests Nicola's gone through that gate. I don't believe that Nicola fell in there and travelled down the river as a dead body. We know how bodies work. But Peter Fording found her 60, 70 metres down there, which means she's gone in down there, which would suggest she's gone into this next field. Here, over there. She's gone into this next field. So I was thinking, had she gone through Kissing Gate and into the field that way, but there's a massive fence there. The only way into this next field is over the stile. Again, Willow is like the curveball here. I don't know why Willow was running between the two. So if Nicola was found 60 metres that way, in that direction, it would suggest that she went in the river 60 metres in that direction. Now if she has been startled or scared and ran away, jumped over the stile, then Willow would have jumped over that stile. So I'm very confused now. So I'm going to the area where Peter Fording said he found Nicola Bulley now. It's all fenced off. I'm not going to stick with a theory that I had out of stubbornness that I had before I came here, because it actually doesn't compute. Well, however, having said that, fences are broke here. This is the area. Peter Fording said he found Nicola Bulley near an island. Now the island is not visible today. The water level is much, much higher than it was 2 years ago. And the river today, it is moving quite fast. It wasn't 2 years ago. It was very still, very sleepy 2 years ago. Today is a different story. the conditions of the river today doesn't change how slow and sleepy the conditions of the river were 2 years ago. Now there's footage of a stick being thrown in to the river. 5 minutes later, that stick's not moved. So that shows the conditions of the river then. Peter Falding said he found Nicola in this area, near an island. Again, the island is not visible, there's too much water. I'm walking along the bank, back towards the bench. I'm just seeing how possible it is to get down here from the bench area. I'm trying to cover all bases and trying to look at all angles here. But yeah, this river, it does change. It does change with the weather. Right, now I'm back here. This makes a little bit more sense now. If she was startled or attacked, she was sat on that bench. Just get over here. This fence is collapsed. Look, I'm just gonna step over it. Easily. One step. Over. Now I've always thought that she was startled, attacked, scared off from this bench, and that she ran to that gate purely because of the fact that Willow was seen running between the bench and the gate. If she would have fell in there and died, she would have sank right there. Do you want to explain a little bit about how it works when a body goes into a river? And
bodies never float. They always go to the bottom if they drowned. So what you've got to look at is once someone drowns, all our statistics, and it's known worldwide, everybody, so on average we deal with about 10 drowning victims every summer and a number of suicides each year. We always find them if they go in a lake, they're always where they go down. If they're in a river, they'll be nearby as well. The only time that will change is if it's a raging torrent.
How did she end up there? My theory was that she'd gone from the bench after being startled and ran to this kissing gate. By the way, I've still seen no one. I've been here about an hour and a half. I've seen no one. I thought that she ran to this kissing gate and then potentially then I thought at this point she may have been grabbed and pulled into here, because then that takes you down towards the area where Peter Falding said he found her. But you can't go through there. There's a fence there. The island is in this vicinity. I don't know exactly where it is because I just can't see it. I would surmise, going off what Peter Falding has said, she's gone in here. She was found by Peter Falding in this general area, and then it meanders to the right and goes around there. But why was Willow running between the bench and the gate? Very confused now. I don't believe that she fell in. I don't believe that she slipped. There was no signs of slipping. There was no scuff marks. Kay Burley said it. Sky News.
This is the part of the river where the police think that she has gone into the water. There's no sign here at all of, you know, any scuffs or whatever.
Peter Fording is adamant that he found her in this area. Just going to walk a little bit around just in case I've missed the island, but I don't think I have. I have faith in Peter Fording, I believe him. I've done lots of work with him. The images are there. Make of them what you will. But how did she get here? We've just come down from the bench along the riverbank. Did she run down here? Was she being chased? Was she then pushed? Was she attacked? Was she killed? And then pushed in the river in this area? So many questions, and no one's got the answers. Coming here, I'm even more confused about what happened to Nicola Bulley. But it's good to come and see the location. It's good to finally check out the river, check out the bench area, do the walk that she did, the lower and the upper field, look at the stile, look at the kissing gate, look at the bench, walk along this riverbank and to the area where Peter Fording said he found her. I did believe that she was approached, attacked and chased down this bank, ending up in the water here. But it all boiled back to Willow. Why was Willow running between the bench and the kissing gate? That I just can't work out. There's a caravan park over there. Just over there. It's the caravan park. You can see how close. Just up there is the kissing gate. Very close. Just thought I'd show you how close it is to the river and to the gate, to the bench area. Down there is the kissing gate. Now as I've been walking back, I've just been thinking, because I stumbled across the caravan park. She's just there. Now going off again, I have to use Willow. Willow is so important to this, to trying to work out what happened to Nicola Bulley. The fact that Willow was running between the bench and the gate would allude to that Nicola has possibly gone through that gate. Anything to mind, I believe, would think that. Why else would Willow be running between the gate and the bench? So has Nicola ran down this path? Kissing gate, just at the end. Has Nicola ran down this path? Was she chased? Was she scared for some reason? caravan park is there. If she was chased, she was caught. There's a few caravans over there. I've not seen one person. I've been here for 2 hours. I've not seen one person. It's a very, very, very quiet caravan park. Did she end up over there? And was she put in the river at a later date? I hope you found that as thought-provoking, interesting and as eye-opening as I did. I really did need to get down to St Michael's on Wyre to see everything for myself, to see the bench area, to see the river, to see the kissing gate, to see the proximity of different things, do the walk, go down to where Peter Falding said that he'd found Nicola Bulley, and do everything in between. And having been there, and having, you know, you've just seen everything that I've just done, I do have a very strong theory on where I think Nicola ended up on that morning and when she got put in the river, because I don't think it was immediately when she was taken, which I did do before I went to St Michael's on Wyre. And this is what's very important with stuff like this. Go to these places. Don't go in the week that she's missing. I mean, that's in ill taste. But go a few years later, check it out, and I promise you'll get a whole new outlook on the whole case. Now, I went there with a theory. My theory being that she'd gone through I said it in the video, she'd gone through the kissing gate by being startled or chased. And as she's gone through, she's been pulled, been dragged into the next field. That next field runs adjacent down the riverbank, and you would end up near that corner where Peter Falding said he found her. But as you saw in the video, there's no way to get through to that field if you run through the kissing gate away from the bench, because it's all fenced off. So I don't believe that anymore. And I was quite confused walking around St Michael's on Wyre and walking around the river and the fields. And you were seeing it in real time. I was confused. I was scratching my head. I was stood like this, like, this doesn't make sense. And it was only until I was leaving that it started to dawn on me. It really started to dawn on me. Now, going there with a theory, I'm not stubborn enough to make that theory work or shoehorn it in. If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. She could not have been dragged through after the kissing gate. She couldn't have been dragged through into the next field. As you can see, there's a big gate there. So this is what I think happened to Nicola Bulley. So firstly, I'll just get straight to the point, and then I'm going to give you about 15 points on why I think this happened, and why I think she ended up where she did, and why I think she ended up in the river at a later date. So you've got the whole video that you've just seen beforehand. That gives a good explanation of this, that, and the other. It stops some theories. It stops me thinking certain things. But then as I was leaving, I was walking away from the bench and the kissing gate. And then I noticed something. And I looked back towards the kissing gate. I was there at the same time of year. I was only there. This video is out on the 28th of January, which is Tuesday. I did all of this on Friday, all this filming on Friday. Now I needed Friday, I was there quite early. I needed all of Friday and all of Saturday to process everything that I'd seen. Look at the different possibilities and the angles and look at the facts, what we know, and look at what's nearby, what makes sense. And a very key factor, I'll always say this, there was one witness to this. And she's called Willow, the dog. Because she knows what happened, I believe. And her running between the bench and the kissing gate is the biggest piece of evidence I think that we've got. I think it's massive. And I make sure in my videos, I'm not just saying that Willow ran between the bench and the gate. You've got Sky News saying that a witness saw Willow scurrying between the bench and the gate, which would strongly indicate that she's gone through that gate. Wagging her tail at the gate, I read. So I am as certain as I can be without knowing as fact, Nicola Bulley has gone through that gate. I'm so sure of it. Let's just get this out of the way. I do not think that she ended her own life. I certainly don't think that she fell in. You've seen everything. The river was in a much different state this time compared to 2 years ago. But even still, you see me throw the stick in. That stick wants to come back. It doesn't get sucked out. And back then, the river wasn't even moving. There's a stick. As you saw, it's not moving. A very sleepy river, and she was missing. I needed Friday to go away and process everything that I'd just seen. Think about it all. Then do a little bit further research into things that I may have forgotten about, or maybe that I've missed over the last couple of years. And it all leads to one scenario. But I believe that Nicola Bulley has ended up in that caravan park. It's only when you get to St. Michael's on Wye, into that area, when you go from the bridge at the beginning of the video, there's a bridge, that's where all the yellow ribbons are put, the memorial bridge, if you will. And then you go through a gate and you walk along the towpath. It's only then that you realise how long that towpath is to get to the bench. It's about, I said in the video, about 120 metres. I reckon it's more, about 200 metres. It's fair distance with no CCTV. She walked all the way down there. And it was only when I was leaving, when I was walking there, I was looking to the right, to the river, focus on the river, to the river. Coming up to the kissing gate in the bench, it's to the right as you walk down. I was focusing on that way. So it wasn't until I left that something else dawned on me. Because once I left and I was walking away from that bench area, I was noticing stuff on the right. Not far down that path, not far down that path at all, is a very, very quiet, very sleepy caravan park. I was there for 2.5 hours in that area. Didn't see one person. Not one. In the walk I did, but the Nicola's walk down the towpath around the field, the upper, the lower, walking up and down the river area, the field which is over the stile. The caravan park, I didn't see one person, and I went at the same time, virtually. 3 days before the anniversary. I went on Friday, 24th. Yeah, Friday the 24th. I didn't see anybody. which says to me it's a very, very quiet area, no CCTV. So now, let's get really into it. I believe strongly, very, very, very strongly, and for many reasons which I'm going to read out to you, I believe that Nicola Bulley ended up in a caravan on that caravan park and was put in the river at a later date, and it all makes sense to me, maybe to you. But after everything I've done, this should hopefully be the last video I ever do on Nicola Bulley, unless something came out and there was an arrest made or more new information. This should be it. I only want to make videos when there's information to give, there's something to say. There's lots of points and facts that suggest that Nicola Bulley ended up in a caravan park and was put in the river at a later date. I'm not stating any of this as fact, okay? But as my opinion. After everything I've done, after the initial looking at the case when she first went missing, after making a video about the inquest and the things that didn't make sense and inconsistencies about the inquest, after the work I did with Peter Falding, the interview that I did with Peter Falding, getting to know him on a personal level and knowing that he's a decent guy, doing the Q&A, doing the video about where's the autopsy, a video about a Fitbit, going over the whole recent BBC documentary and giving my documentary and case review. And then finally, going to St. Michael's on Wire and seeing everything for myself. I went there with one theory, and as in real time, that theory changed. I'm not going to make a theory fit if it doesn't, because it didn't. But what I'm going to say now makes a lot of sense. So just one more time, I believe that Nicola Bulley went through that kissing gate. I'm sure about that. I believe she went through there. Willow was wagging her tail at that gate. Why? Because I believe that owner went through there. So, you've got two screams that were heard that were dismissed at the inquest that suggest an altercation may have occurred, or she was taken against her will. You've got Willow running between the bench and the kissing gate, indicating strongly that Nicola went through that gate. And again, I'm pretty sure about that. Willow was reported to be bone dry. Now, she went in that river. Why is Willow not wet? Never mind how we know bodies work that fall into water, drown and die. The Fitbit problem, that's a video on this channel. There's going to be some links in this video to my interview with Peter Falding, to the Fitbit problem video, to the inquest video, to the Q&A, to the documentary and case review. Everything is going to be in the description. The Fitbit was collecting data for 8 days, and it was said that it wasn't possible for Nicola's Fitbit to have held a charge for 8 days in those water conditions, whilst attempting to report heart rate data. This indicates that she may have been alive for 8 days. Now, no police or search teams found her in a very, very clear, slow-moving river, which from pictures and from Peter Falding's words, you can see the bottom, it's crystal clear. in a lot of areas. There may be a very, very good reason why the police and search team didn't find Nicola Bulley. And it doesn't have to be because it was bad practice or because it was an awful search, an unprofessional search. It may be she wasn't even in the river to be found. Going off the Fitbit, when you're sat on that bench, your back is to the kissing gate. So you could be approached from behind. If you've got earphones in, you could be approached from behind. Or if you're very, very quiet, you could be approached from behind. Again, being there, everything, you can see everything in a different way. The proximity of this caravan park is insanely close. I went there at the same time as she went missing on purpose. Same season. Same kind of vibe. Deserted. No one. Again, to reiterate a point I made just earlier, did the police miss her and did Peter Falding find her when he arrived? Because she wasn't even in the river at the beginning. And if that Fitbit was collecting data for 8 days, Peter Falding found her just after that, it makes sense that she was put back in the water for him to be able to find her. Doesn't mean the police did a terrible job. I think they did in terms of not making it a crime scene, but in the search, they may not have found her because she wasn't there. There is no CCTV at all down that towpath. And that is a long stretch of path. Trust me, it's a long, from Garstang Road all the way to the bench. It's a long path. Like I said, it's probably roughly 200 meters. Don't quote me as facts there, but it's a long path. And that path runs right alongside the caravan park. Now, once you go through that kissing gate, away from the bench and away from the field, there's nowhere else to end up apart from Garstang Road, where you would be seen by dash cams, by people, or the caravan park. Like I said, you can't, unless Nicola ran through the gate and decided to hurdle into the next field, which makes no sense whatsoever. The only place to go is running down that path is towards Garstang Road, which is a bit of a runaway, or the caravan park to the right. It's the only place. Everything, for me, is starting to make sense. Again, I'm not stating this as fact. This is just critical thinking. This is being there. This is everything I've ever done on this case. It's not wild speculation. I'm not pulling it out of thin air. This is hard work, research, and being there. If she did run away and made it to Garstang Road, she would have been seen there. And I believe totally she went through that kissing gate. The only place to go is a caravan park. The blind spots on the caravan park have been reported in an article, and I'm going to read the article out at the end of this. Now, there's a video, I think it's on Curtis Media's channel, DJ E Media, I think he's called now. And he went into that caravan park and he spoke to a gentleman. But Curtis was talking to this. Seems like a nice old chap. And he said that he thinks that his caravan has been tampered with, that someone's been inside of his caravan while he's not been there. In the time that Nicola was missing. He states it. It's on record. So there was a vacant caravan, which the owners, people that worked on there, would have known about. Penny Fletcher being the owner, and a grandson who worked on there, or was on there. Whether he worked on there or didn't, he was on there because he's seen in the video. So they would have known that that caravan was vacant. This is very, very important, this bit. The fact that this man, who seemed very credible, like a nice guy, said someone's been in my caravan whilst Nicola was missing. Why had they been in his caravan? Why has someone been in his caravan? It's all starting to make sense. Is it making your brain tick? Because I know it made mine. Like I said, I needed a few days. I needed Friday and Saturday to register everything. And then it all started to click to me, in my opinion. And what I think what happened. When I was walking away from, when I'd done the whole video you've just seen prior to this part of the video, the whole first part of me being at St. Michael's, I was very confused. I backed away from my theory, my original one, because it didn't make sense. And I was confused. I even said that, I got no idea. I'm so confused, I don't know what's going on here. And it's only as I was walking away. That footage of me leaving and looking at the caravan site, that's me leaving St. Michael's. That's me going, that's me like going, I don't know. I'm just lost. I'm really lost now. I don't know what's gone on. It was only at that point when I saw it, and then I looked back and I was like, yeah, it dawned on me. In my opinion, of course. No crime scene was set up, and the caravan park wasn't checked until 2 weeks later. So this would mean that she could have been kept there for a long time after going missing. Let's go back to the Fitbit picking up data. For 8 days, for 8, 9, 10 days, she wasn't found in the river. Everything is adding up. Those caravans weren't searched for 2 weeks. She was found by then, by Peter Falding. No crime scene was the worst thing that ever happened. Because those caravans would have been searched. And for the same reason that there was no crime scene set up, Nicola could have been placed back, and I believe she was, back into the water at a later date, over the cover of darkness, without being noticed. You can leave the caravan park, you can either then go towards the bench area, and then go over the stile, and then take her to where Peter Fordham found her, and put her in the river there. Or you can climb, you can just come out of the caravan park, climb the fence, and walk over, straight over to that corner area where she was found. I think you'd be stupid to dump Nicola in the river right at the bench, because that'll be pretty sus. But hold on. Searched here a dozen times. She's just randomly here, that would cause a lot of suspicion. The caravan park owners would have known that caravan was vacant, like I said before. Penny Fletcher's account as to finding a phone and finding Willow has changed on many occasions. And she comes across angry and defensive in the video of her. She's angry. She's defensive. She's not a very happy lady, is she? We don't want to get on the wrong side of her. Why has her account changed so much? Why is she so angry and so defensive? Why has she got this built-up rage? What is it? Is it because you know what happened? Equally the grandson, defensive, angry. Because I believe possibly they know what happened. I'm not stating this as fact. I'm not saying Penny or her grandson did anything. But what I'm saying is it all leads to Nicola going on that caravan park. And in my opinion, it's very possible that Penny and or the grandson know what happened. As you see in the first part of this video, that kissing game, multiple signs. Keep your dog on a lead, keep your dog on a lead, keep your dog on a lead. Well, Willow wasn't on a lead. The harness was found, wasn't it? So what does that mean? And also, Willow was running between the gate and the bench. Willow wasn't on a lead. And all of these signs that say, keep your dog on a lead, keep your dog on a lead, keep your dog on a lead. Willow wasn't on a lead. Did someone from that caravan park? Did the owner of the caravan park? Did someone that worked on it? Did a family member of the owner lose their cool with Nicola because Willow was evidently off her lead, off her harness? I'm going to go to a link now. This is about the CCTV blind spots that could hold the key to Nicola Bulley's disappearance. Police admitted that there is still a possibility Nicola left the area by a path not covered by CCTV. Yeah, all of it's not covered by CCTV, and it's a long path. A number of CCTV blind spots have been identified as a hunt for missing mother of two, Nicola Bulley, continues. Miss Bulley, 45, vanished while walking a Springer Spaniel dog Willow along the River Wyre in St Michael's on Wyre on the 27th of January. Police admitted there is still a possibility she left the area by a path not covered by CCTV cameras, which runs to Garstang Road. Officers are now trying to trace dash cam footage from 700 drivers. There are 2 other exits from the area, other than the river, and one is covered by CCTV. But friends of Miss Bulley say the camera close to a mobile home site called Rowan Water, near her last known sighting, wasn't working. The other blind spot is a path near the Wyreside Farm Caravan Park through the A586. But again, it is believed the camera there does not work either. Now this is the big one, right? There's CCTV at the back of the caravan park, friend Tillian wrote up on Facebook. The only camera that isn't working is the one that would have seen everything. There you go. Most of you have seen all of the work I've done on the Nicola Bulley case. And everything that I've done, well, there's a playlist on this channel. It's much easier to see everything. If you go on the playlist, the Nicola Bulley case, there is a catalogue of work that I've done. Lots of Peter Falding, lots by myself, covering the documentary, everything's on there. Fitbit, Inquest, interview, Peter Falding, Q&A, etc, etc. So after being there and doing what I've done and walking around and seeing everything, and after going away and spending some time thinking about it all, and this caravan park, and then going and doing some further research and looking back on things that I may have forgotten about, and reading and sharing all of those points that I've just shared with you in this second part of the video. You've got the first part where I'm at St Michael's, and you've got the second part when I'm right here. Everything leads to Nicola Bulley ending up on that caravan park, likely going into that vacant caravan, which we know was disturbed from this gentleman's account, and ending up in the water at a later date. Do you think that's possible? Do you think it all makes sense? Because I know I certainly do. Please leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. interact. I'll try and reply to as many as possible. Like this video, get it moving around the algorithm. Share this video. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, well, you know what to do. I'm quite confident in what I think, although I don't state it as fact. Thank you everybody for watching the video. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to reading your comments about this. Have a great day. And as always, peace out.